This is your naturally born hated Virgo speaking. I must say that last week was probably one of the absolute worst weeks of my entire life. But with every worst week or terrible day, we must always seek the lesson. For not all of our days are supposed to be perfect, they are there to teach us. Can you imagine if a day was just always perfect and just went your way? You wouldn't grow, you wouldn't flourish. You sure as hell wouldn't be able to be where you are today. Some days you're able to do lots of push ups. Natalie, welcome to my realm. Some days you're able to do 100 push ups. Other days you're just able to just do nothing. Some days you're able to just sit and enjoy nature. Other days you're just looking up at the sky and just like, wow, this sucks. Let's not waste any more time because there's a lot that I really need to discuss. So, for over the past several streams, we have went over a lot of toxic traits of Virgos. And I can say that I've been making some significant progress, according to my therapist. So, overthinking, overanalyzing. How do we stop this, Virgos? We let things be, and we simply don't try to fix it. So, for example, um, someone says something terrible to you, you recall the N word. You don't overthink it. You stay in your ground. You stay firm. Change the tone a little bit to get your respect, and then you move on. The moment you try to overthink it, the moment you try to overanalyze it, it's the moment that you have destroyed your own day. You gotta allow imperfection in order to achieve some level of perfection. Not full perfection, but semi-perfection. That's what we've learned. Next up, we learned about what happens when we repress our anger. We need to talk about it, write it out. The moment it happens, you need to at least give your time to process it. Less than an hour. But there are some times where you just need to say what you need to say. Deep breaths, breathing exercises, and that's it. Remember, if you hold it in, it's only going to make things worse for you and for everyone else. Mostly you. What do we learn about being guarded? We've learned that we have to expose what happened in our past to those that we trust. To a therapist, to a friend, or whatnot, without feeling any type of shame, any type of guilt, any type of remorse. Because if we hold it in, if we repress our anger, that's what causes the guard. But as we stated before, if you're so guarded and you allow your past to get the best of you, something triggers you, you hold that guard up in your past, you did not conquer it, then that's what equals to this, and this, and this, and this, and this. It escalates over time. Virgos, they allow their anger to escalate inside. According to other signs, they just let it out. Or they repress it somewhat and then they let it out. Virgos, they're like, Darkido, welcome to my realm. And then we've learned what happens when we're so guarded that we don't ask for help. Do it. Allow yourself to be humiliated. Allow yourself to deal with that anger, that frustration. You are supposed to feel. You are a human. If you mess up, if you make a mistake, it is okay, Virgos. You are not perfect. You will never be perfect. You can cry about it. You can get mad about it. You can punch a hole in your punching bag. It doesn't matter. You will never be perfect. Get over it. SK56933521. Welcome to my realm. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go to the toughest one. So, in a way, I'm thankful for my awful, terrible last week. The heat was unbearable. I dealt with some things that were out of my control, and I handled it the best way that I knew how. I had to eliminate distractions. I had to meditate. I had to allow myself to feel frustration and anger. I had to admit that I was angry. I had to talk to people that I never would talk to in my life and let them know how frustrated I was. And I even had to have moments to cry in my sleep. This is good because Virgos do not like showing emotion. They do not like to do it because, as they're told in their past, it shows weakness. All right, without further ado, let's get started. So, everybody wants to know this. it seems to me that every time I talk to a Virgo, they just have zero patience. Like, oh my goodness, it's just like I make a joke and then they think I'm being serious. I know this all too well because I am a stupid, silly Virgo. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, Virgos, we're gonna just say this to ourselves. Look in the mirror and say this: the world is stupid and ignorant. The world is stupid and ignorant, but so are you. If you weren't stupid and ignorant, there will be no such thing as entertainment and comedy. One more time. The world is stupid and ignorant, but so are you. We have all have our stupid and ignorant moments. When we lash out at the wrong people, when we ruin friendships because we allow our frustrations to get the best of us, when, someone's getting in our face, we accidentally punched them right between their eyes. And then we realize, oh, snap, I shouldn't have done that. See, with Virgos, they think about it. They want to do it, but they'll think about it like, oh man, I just wish I could just say this to this one person. Oh, I just want to let it. I just want to let them have it. Virgos don't have time for that. All right, because to them, it's a waste of their time. It's a waste of their energy. They don't want to let people know fully how they feel. They like to give you pieces. Like if you really frustrate them, they'll give you pieces. They'll give you little warnings. All right, that's just how they are. That's just the way. That's just the way they'll be. But as we are learning ways to not be that way so we can have more healthier relationships, friendships, and of course, be able to be one with ourselves. So, where did this all start? Well, if you all tuned into my last stream about why we don't ask for help, it started off when we asked for help the first time and we were blown off. So, I can't remember the exact example, but it could start off as easy as just saying, like, hey, can you help me find my mom? I'm lost. And then someone just pushes you to the side saying, not now, go ask somebody else. And like I said before, that Virgo will remember that. And when they find that person, you know, it's not going to be pretty. They don't plot revenge. They just look and they're just like, in their heart, they want something good to happen to that person, but somewhere in their heart, they're like, I hope they got their karma. Cute boy, good to see you. How are y'all doing? Alex, good to see you. How you doing? Welcome to my realm. We are talking about the toxic traits of Virgos. I am just doing a series here where I want to help my fellow Virgos. And if anybody just wants to have an interest of like, why are Virgos the way they are? You probably dealt with a jackass Virgo and they're like, wow, they are mean. I'm going to pretty much help you with that. If you have any questions about Virgos, please type in the comments. I want to help you. As someone who is a seasoned Virgo who is going to a little bit more therapy so I could be even more seasoned, type it below in the comments and I will gladly assist you. It's what I want to do. I want to help people because we all have a Virgo friend. Trust me, I even almost got into it with a Virgo and I'm one of them. And trust me, we could be a trip. All right, we can be a trip, and I want to assist and help everyone who has had either good or bad experience, so that way they will have a better understanding of like what to do next time. And again, if you would like to check out my YouTube channel at Why of Will, where I pretty much go over this. I went over toxic trait number 1, 2, 3, 4 already. I was going to do 5, but I dealt with a lot of Mike Multiverse 95. Welcome to my realm. I dealt with a lot last week, which prevented me from doing, this one. But anyway, back on topic. So the zero patience thing, let's just go ahead and just get that on out the way, okay? Because I think you understand I'm just going on at this point. Okay, so if a Virgo has zero patience, it's really simple. It means they have been hurt so much to the point that they feel like no one can help them. Kind of ironic because it goes back to why they don't want to ask for help. So they will give people chances, right? But the moment you fail them one time, as I stated before, they'll laugh at first. They'll be like, okay, ha ha ha, maybe that was on me. But the second time, they're going to get suspicious. Okay, see, at first I thought, Alder, welcome to my realm. See, at first I thought you was joking with me. Now you're starting to test me. And then the third time, right? The third time, that's when they're like, okay, I've had enough. But I don't get it. Like, if it's a joke or if they're just playing, like, but let me break it down, okay? All right, let me break it down. I'll give y'all a scenario. I love giving scenarios because this gives me a better way to explain this. Jordan, welcome to my realm. It's good to see y'all. Don't forget to tap that like, like on your I don't know how you do it these days. I'm getting old. Justice, welcome to my realm. How you doing? Just don't forget to tap the screen, and gifts are optional. You do not have to worry about giving gifts. I would prefer, Cash App, Cash App. That pretty much helps out a lot with bills, especially with the hospital situation with my mother. So if you like the information, just let me know. But that will help me a lot more than just getting a bunch of gifts here, because that's just TikTok for you. But anyway, and I understand, oh, you're not supposed to say YouTube. I really don't care. I'm not part of no agency or anything. I do my own thing. I'm here to just simply help and just say what I have to say. All right, but anyway, so the zero patience thing. Let's just go ahead and ooh, I know a good example. How many of y'all got screwed over by a company? This is the big one for Virgos. Any company, I don't care what it is, okay? Just it could be any company. Yeah, we're gonna call out a company. I don't care, trust me. I'll take the whole, TOS warning. I'll take it. I will take it. All right, let me go ahead and break this down for you. Now, let's just say you go to a GameStop. That's a good one. That's a good one. GameStop. And all right, cool kid, welcome to my realm. Ainge, Justin, Joy, welcome to my realm. Okay, so you go to a GameStop, right? And you want to get this new I don't know. You just want to get this new DLC. So you go into the store, you already done your research, you've already, called them up. You walk in, you're in a good mood, and then all of a sudden you wait in this long line. You go in, and all you want is just the DLC. So you go in, you do your greeting, and this person's saying, well, would you like to, subscribe to Game Informer or whatnot? So to a Virgo, they have patience. They're like, okay, I'll let you do the whole spiel because it's your job, the Game Informer, stuff like that. And it's just you do all that, and then all of a sudden you go on the line, and then they say, oh, we're sorry, but this is sold out. So already when a person says that to a Virgo, you're insulting their intelligence, because they're saying, no, wait a minute now, hang on a second. You told me over the phone, hey, then welcome to my realm. You told me over the phone that this DLC was available. What do you mean it's not available? It's a code. Well, it's digital, and I don't know, but I was told by my supervisor that it's unavailable. Now, Virgos can catch a liar. Obviously, there was just something wrong with the computer, but because they were scared and they didn't want to know how I was going to react, they wanted to come up with a lie saying, oh, well, it's just not available. So we look up and down. We could tell from the body posture. We could tell from the eyes. We could tell just, by how the person's looking. Oh, wow, you just don't want to do your job. You don't care. All you wanted was just for me to trade this stuff in so you can give me a little lousy trading value and then tell me that I can't use this to get this DLC because it's sold out. So check the phone and, you call around and it turns out, oh, yeah, they were telling the truth. Crescent Axe and Serg, welcome to my realm. So you do all of this and you're thinking to yourself, are you kidding me? So I called early in the morning. They told me that this DLC code was available because DLCs can't technically be, sold out. And I check over the news and it turns out, oh yeah, this popular DLC, it's sold out everywhere. Apparently they're having issues with the server. So, the company's telling everyone at GameStop, you can't, sell this DLC because apparently there's a lot of bugs and issues. So Virgos, right? We don't lash out. We don't get mad. We don't be like, oh, you stupid mother. No, we don't do that. What we do is we internalize it. And it's just like, wow, this person is really ignorant. This company's really ignorant. The game company is really stupid. How did they not figure this out? They have been in this industry for over 4 years, and they have dealt with situations like this before. But now all of a sudden, they don't know. See what I mean? And then our brain starts racing because we think on logic. Yes, we're creative, but we think mostly on logic. We're thinking to ourselves, a lot of people wanted this. Aaron the Dragon, welcome to our. A lot of people wanted this, right? This was a high demand, and you're telling me for the life of me that you couldn't prepare for this. So what happens? they internally explode. So now they're trying to analyze, trying to figure out who's responsible. Did they get hacked? It's just all of this. And then all of a sudden they just, afterwards, they just shut down. They're just like, okay. Waffles, welcome to our, they just shut down. They're like, okay, this is too much stupid for me for one day. So then they try to, rationalize. Okay, maybe they're right. Maybe I approached them wrong. Perhaps it was just a wrong day. And then this is the dangerous part, okay, when they internalize. B, welcome to my realm. When they internalize it so much to the point where they shut down, then they don't eat. They don't pay attention to what goes on around them. And what a favorite Virgo's favorite thing to do is they'll put on headphones, they'll listen to music, and they'll find a song that relates to the situation so they can have a better understanding. And if it's a new song, that really helps them out a lot. And then they just say, you know what? Well, I guess that just happened. That sucks. But a Virgo is going to look at this and say, they knew this. They know what they're doing. Why in the world would they react this way? Why in the world? And oh, please don't ever do this, okay? Especially if you work at a company where it's like someone pre-orders something and then you give them the last one and they're like, oh, we're all sold out. Because in a Virgo's mind, they're thinking, how could you do that? I've already pre-ordered this like months ago. I called to make sure that I get this particular product, and then you give it to this last person. Virgos are forgiven at first, like, you know what? Understandable. It's a kid, they're all happy. But it's like, well, can I get my money back? Oh, well, it's not refundable. You just have to come back tomorrow. So they're just like, oh no. No. This ain't happening. Jacob Taylor, welcome to my round. It's like this is not happening right now. Are you serious? You tell me I gotta come back tomorrow after I just wasted gas just to get up here? Okay. So you're probably thinking to yourself, well, I mean, that happens to everyone. So why do Virgos internalize it? It's just our nature. We don't like doing it, but we're just logical, and that's just the way we are. We don't want to be that way. People understand this about us. We don't want to be that way. We don't want to internalize. And heck, we don't even like taking things to the extreme. We hate that. We just want peace. If it goes well and smoothly, that's fine. We can accept changes. We can. So, like, for example, they said, hey, I'm sorry that this happened. May I interest you in something else? Like, we like professionalism. So let's just say that guy who told me that this DLC is glitchy, buggy, and they can't sell it until further notice. If they told me the truth, hey man, I'm dealing with computer issues, my day kind of sucks. Listen, I feel bad. How about you know, we are running a special, whatever game that you want, I'll add an extra 5% off just on you since you're a loyal customer. If you do things like that, that pretty much shows that, not just Virgos, but it just shows people that you value them. They're like, you know what? Wow, okay, cool. It's just like with me at my job, where if I see someone that's hungry, right, and I can't eat my food anymore, and I got a little left, and I'm like, okay, they haven't eaten. Let me just go ahead and give them a little bit of my food. Let me see if I got some snacks in the cabinet, and my job allows this. Give them something to drink. There you go, man. Enjoy your food. It's just we're logical, okay, and sometimes when you're too logical, you could be hard headed. I will admit that. So, but it's just kind of weird that you go through all of this where some people can just let it go. And then, of course, there's some people who will just blow up and get upset. The We're stupid, okay, when it comes to this regards. We're kind of ignorant. I will admit that. Because we expect people to be level headed in certain situations. Not all situations. Serious situations, we get it. We'll allow the ignorance. We'll allow the stupidity. We'll allow people get mad, throwing stuff, breaking stuff. Because, like, okay, this is serious. Chalks the Proto, welcome to our realm. But with us, we expect people to be level headed. So, like, we go check out people's streams and we see someone shaking their gluteus maximus. AJ Longwell, puppy dog, welcome to our realm. In the back of our mind, we're like, what in the hell? Koa, welcome to our realm. And then we look at that and we say stuff like, see, this is why people make fun of us first, because you're doing stupid shit like this. You know, that's just how we are. We're just like, why are you doing this? You're over here making us look bad. But somewhere we're like, okay, that's just their content. Gunther, welcome to my realm. That's just our that's just their content. That's just like what they like to do. They're not doing it in front of kids, and it ain't no big deal. And then of course the Virgo's like, but what if a kid did just happen to just pop in there? Chase, welcome to our round. How you doing? So it's just some people be like, oh, y'all just nosy. No, we just care too much. That's where our patience coming, because we like stability, we like order, but we will allow a little chaos here. We will allow a little instability, just as long as it doesn't destroy the natural process of life. Okay, so we're like just beings. We want things to be just. So if we give instructions, right, suggestions to people, it is not to tell people what to do. It is to help them. Because if you tell us something like something bad happened in your life, terrible, we feel for you. We emphasize on such a level that is unrealistic. So then that's when that gotta fix it nature comes in. So we'll come up with this plan and say, okay, let's test this. I'm gonna give them a list. I'm gonna give them a small list of things to do. See, when I was young, I used to give a long list of things. People told me don't do that. I said, and they gave me reasons. Small list. Do this, attend this class, and try this a day, and see if they do it. If you do it, if you try, and if you're honest and say, look, I did it your way. Don't ever say our way. We take offense to that to the utmost degree. It is not our way. It is to assist you. Okay. We don't like things being our way. We hate it. We despise it. We just love it when our suggestions are taken into consideration. When a Virgo takes the time to give you suggestions, okay? Yeah, the first example's over. I'm just going to the second example. When we take the time to do that, when we type up long sentences, we put our heart and soul into that, okay? We do our research. We watch videos. We read books. We will learn different phrases and different. We will go above and beyond if we care about you to make sure that whatever situation we went through in the past doesn't happen again. So we will go step by step by step, ask people, talk to them, say, okay, bam, got it. So all Virgos want is that you try. If you try, and if you say, hey, I tried, it didn't work, we'll back off. We'll say, okay, thank you for trying. A toxic Virgo will be like, you're not trying hard enough. You just need to work harder. A seasoned Virgo like myself, still learning, right? Mozzie Turo, welcome to my realm. We will be like, hey, you tried. And we thank you that you tried. Of course, some Virgos in the back of my mind saying, all right, well, if it happens again, don't come crying to me. But a mature Virgo will be like, you know what? I'm tired, Mozzie. How are you? I had a long, terrible last week, so I'm trying to make this week better. So a well-seasoned Virgo, right, will look at it from this point of view, say, you know what? It's understandable. It really is. They tried. They made an attempt. Let me back off before I stress them out. Virgos ain't stupid, okay? We ain't that stupid. We ain't going to cause a person to lash out at us, okay? You know, I have seen episodes, right, of particular characters like myself, like with similar characteristics where they did push other people. And even I will look and be like, okay, you pushed them too far. They said they couldn't, do this, but you kept telling, you can, you can't. No, if they say they can't do it, stop. Maybe at that moment they can't do it. Let them have that mindset they can't do it. Your job is to just encourage, walk away, do not mention it again unless they mention it. For a Virgo, that hurts them because they're saying you gave up too easily. Then they'll give you examples of, well, man, I remember when I almost gave up, and they'll give you Wolfgang Cerebus, welcome to my realm. They'll give you like long testimonials on how they never gave up and da 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 da. But Virgos, you got to understand, it's not about you, okay? Well, why are you talking? Yes, I am going to talk about you because I am a Virgo myself. Hard-headed Virgo. It's not about you. Think about it from their point of view. Maybe someone else did the same. Z dollar sign, welcome to my realm. Jeremy Willis, welcome to my realm. It's good to see you. Maybe if you look at it from their point of view, you'll understand that it's not really you. It's just when you did a certain thing and you pushed them to that extent, they're like, it reminded them of someone else. So it's not you, and you as the Virgo can't take it to that level of, being personal. It's good to see you too, Jeremy. You can't take it to that level of taking it personal. Does that make sense? Because the moment you do that, that's the moment when you can destroy a relationship, destroy a friendship. And if that happens, and even after you apologize, whatnot, gotta live with it, gotta deal with it. So, all right. But like I said, if you give Virgos a chance, give not their way, give their suggestions a chance. One time, they'll love you forever. And guess what? Here's the best part about a Virgo: they won't do it again. They won't do it again because in their mind they're saying they passed my test. Now they got it. I don't gotta say nothing else. Unless they come to me, that's fine. That's just how silly we Virgos are. We look at it like, okay, they did it the first time. They don't need my help anymore. On to the next person. Virgos, no, they will need your help again. Don't ever assume just because they got it right the first time that they won't need your assistance. This time, you just know, take it very slow. What I do now with people, and a lot of folks either like this or they hate this because some are used to me wanting to help. They're like, no, I want that side of you that pushes me and helps me and blah, 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 blah. No, no. 9 times out of 10, a lot of people cannot survive what a Virgo will do to a person when they try to help. So Virgos, if you want more patience, Libras never forget anything. We see what, oh, trust me, my mother is a Libra, so she balances me out. But what I do now is I give them pieces. Even if I've known you for a while, if I ever see a point where I feel like I'm pushing you, I'll stop, let you think, and I'll give you pieces. Hey, man, I need some suggestions for this. What do you do? I won't give you a link. I will do the research and I'll say, according to what a doctor told me, try this. Let me know if it works. When I've done this throughout so many years, I have been receiving positive feedback versus here's this link. Here, let me. Virgos, you want to ease your life, right? You want to keep your common sense. You want to keep your sanity, right? You want to destroy the whole having zero patience, right? Give less. All right. Ask if you don't understand. Hey, man, I really need some advice on this. I really don't know. Give little. Set a timer, 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes, please. If you don't understand, say, hey, here is one piece of information I can provide for you. My suggestion is to go ask a friend. OG Mursaki VR, welcome to my realm. My suggestion is to go ask a friend, ask someone that you trust, and see if they can help. I did that. Spar Evil Car, welcome to my realm. Didn't say, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the follow, Spar Evil Car. I said, I'm sorry, I can't. Zeno, welcome to my realm. What do you mean you can't? You always help me. Don't take this the wrong way. But if I explained it to you, it's going to confuse you and it's going to confuse me. Door, welcome to my realm, because I am still learning about this. Okay? Just like you're learning, I'm learning. I don't know. Just like you don't know. So let us learn together. Man, screw you. Man, you always help me. Now you won't help me. I understand. You have yourself a good day. I did the best I could. And then that's when you, the Virgo, have to pull yourself away from that person and go do something else. Ducky, welcome to my, because here's the thing, Virgos, and just people in general. But let's just be real with you. We're only going to focus on the Virgos. So you want to know why? Because y'all listening to me. I don't know if they listen to me, but y'all listen to me. Because I noticed, like, I've been talking to my fellow Virgos, and y'all been having less headaches, haven't y'all? Y'all been able to sleep, break the stereotype. Welcome to my realm. Y'all been having less headaches. Y'all been feeling less tired, huh? I know I have. When you allow yourself to understand that things will not go your way, and you help just a little bit, because you understand, Virgos, let the other signs do it. Let them tire themselves. Because let me tell you something. The other signs, they're used to it. They're used to it. They know how to tell a person, like, man, go figure it out yourself. When a Virgo does it, it hurts their feelings. But when another sign does it, they get it like, oh, I get it. It's just the way how things are. Just help a little. And I mean a little. I'm talking like 5%. Now, let me go ahead and back up a bit. Virgos, in order to prevent yourself from having zero patience, calma. Welcome to my realm. If this is your best friend and they trust you, you can help just a little bit more because they trust you. They know how you are. They know your temperament. They know you. They won't get offended if your tone changed. They won't get offended if you get a little bit of an ad, just a little bit. Xander Dre, welcome to my realm. They won't get offended because they see you for you. They know. They know you. All right. Anyone that knows you will not get offended. They will not let their past or their trauma get the best of them to destroy a friend. They will look at you and say, I see you for you and I get it. You're getting frustrated because I'm not listening. You know, they understand you, but everyone else, small bits, very, very small bits. Let me give you another example. This is a big one for Virgos. Virgos, write this down. When you are dealing with someone who is feeling suicidal, all right, I know, oh, don't say that. I deal with it all the time in my job, okay? I got this. Hear me out. When you're dealing with someone dealing with dark thoughts, all right? This is a tough one. Freddie and the gang, welcome to my realm. Tread on this topic very lightly. I'm also talking about this because there's been a lot of this going on during Pride Month. So you listen. You have to somewhat change this topic, bro. So this is what you do. They're saying all this stuff. Change the topic a little bit. Just say, hey, how's it going? Did you see this? I understand that you're feeling this way, but give me one thing or one just tell me what's one thing that's caused you to feel this way, and then they'll say, oh, this, Kapari, welcome to my realm. Then say, man, I feel you. Shoot, I my day wasn't all that great either, don't go into it. Random, welcome to my realm. Just kind of ease into it. They talk about their day. Say a little bit about how your day wasn't the best, and then give one thing that helped. You know what, man? I did a little of this, and I was like, you know what? Life is just beautiful, Jeremiah Johnson, welcome to my realm. Because the purpose of dealing with those with dark thoughts is it's not to fix it, it's to make them think. Okay? Because they're not thinking, their mind's already made up. But when you talk to them as if you are with them in the room, not trying to stop them, but just you're in there in that room, you are comforting them, you are, with consent, of course, rubbing their back, saying, man, my day sucked too, and man, I'm sorry that person did that to you, that person don't get you, and blah blah blah. But you gotta be real careful with your words, okay? And it depends on the person. And the more you practice this, right, that person is gonna mess you the next day. Say, hey man, how's it going? Because when someone has those dark thoughts, they're not thinking. They just want to be heard. That's it. It's their time to talk, not yours. Virgos, y'all like to fix it. Stop. That at that moment, you gotta be quiet and you gotta let them talk more. Let them talk. And it's gonna frustrate you. The whole zero patience, because you'll be like, why would they think this way? They're a very talented artist or they're a game designer. Like, I can't believe that someone with such high status. Stop. Listen. Suicide can hit anybody. Don't matter if they're rich, don't matter if they poor, don't matter if they middle class. It can hit anybody. And when that person is reaching out to you, it means they trust you. They ain't worried about, oh, they're Virgo, but they trust you to know that, one, you'll keep it between them, and two, that they really can talk to you about this. So understand, they start asking you, they start talking to you about this. Oh, I'm going to do this, and they start venting. Read, reread, read, reread, reread it 3 times. Let them know. Let them know. Hey man, I feel you. My day wasn't the best either, but I'm listening to you. Give me 1 to 2 minutes. I'm just reading through everything. My empathy grows with you. And then just give a little example. Dude, man, I got punched in the face, And I thought, man, this day is just terrible. And then that would make them think like, whoa, you got punched in the face? A nice guy like you? I was like, yeah, man, I got punched in the face. Or, man, I dealt with a breakup. They're like, dude, I'm sorry. Nah, man, it ain't about me. I'm focused more on you, man. Tell me one thing that's bothering you. Just one. Because I understand that you got a lot going on up here. What is it that I could do to help you? When you do that, man, 9 times out of 10, it works. It works. Take it from someone who's dealt with suicidal victims, man. Listen to them more and just, you have to pretend that you're in that room or on that rooftop with them. You're not panicked because you will be panicking, but you're just there. And you know, you're not, of course, mentioning God, okay? You know, like that's last resort, okay? We all know that that's the answer, but that's last resort, okay? Because when they're all, you know, jumbled up there, just wait on that. Offer that once they're calm. Hey, would you like for me to offer a hand in prayer? Last resort, okay? Josh Starcher, welcome to my realm. How you doing? And then you just monitor in silence. All right? Check in on them. Not every day, just check in on them. Maybe, you know, once every other day. Hey, how you doing, man? Or send them a funny meme. Send them a funny meme. You know, with this generation, the last generation, they love memes, man. And Virgos, I know you do not like memes. Memes get on your nerves. Memes get on my nerves, okay? Every time I get on TikTok, I see some of the dumbest videos I've seen, and it just boggles my mind. Like, this don't make no sense. My brain can't compute this. And then we have to go and do some research. Remember, Virgos, remember what I taught y'all. You have to allow the imperfection to flow. Okay? Hey, did you make up your bed? Nah. Mess up your bed. Mess up your bed. Mess up your bed right now. I dare you. Mess up your bed right now. Get up, mess up your bed right now. You ain't gonna like that, but I don't care. Mess up your bed right now. Oh, that speaker, it's a lie. just turn it just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's okay. Sound can travel in all different directions. It doesn't have to be straight. You can make it you could turn it at a 70-degree angle. It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. See what I mean? See, it's the little things that causes Virgos to have zero patience. So I think you get it. So let's just take a deep breath. Now let me break this down, okay? Because what I'm about to say is going to blow y'all away. Virgos are really easy to get along with, okay? Virgos love to be educated more than entertained. If all you do is entertain a Virgo, hear me when I say this, they will be bored of you. I want you to write this down. I want you to write this down. If all you do is entertain a Virgo, right? If all you do is talk a bunch of nonsense to them, a bunch of NSFW to them, they will be bored of you. They'll tolerate you. They'll still, like, they'll be like, but they'll get bored of you. They will secretly move away from you. They'll still love you. They'll still mess you, but they will not want to be around you. Here's how you reverse this. Now, I'm talking to my adults, okay? To all y'all youngins, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, it's supposed to be 18 plus, but folks, they sneak in here and ain't nothing I can do about it. That's why I watch myself when I talk on here. Give a fact. Guts, welcome to my realm. Give a fact. Give an educational fact. 1. Jasmine Tribe, welcome to my realm. Give an educational fact towards a Virgo. They'll love you. They will deal with your ignorance if you educate them one good time. One good time, they'll love you to pieces. All right. So like you could be all silly, goofy. Oh, it's just the way I am, man. Zero cool. Welcome to my realm. But here's the thing: if you educate them one good time, so like you dancing, and then you teach them how to dance, or I don't know, you tell a joke and you give a history behind that joke. You just form a connection with a Virgo. They're really easy. All you got to do is just educate them one time. Every time you talk, make sure you educate them. Hey, man, did you know that such and such, happened? Oh, they'll love you to bits. Virgos, they love education. They love knowledge. But if you don't give them knowledge, that's why a lot of Virgos don't like social media. Sam the Hungarian Furry, Jordan, welcome to my realm. Welcome to my realm. That's why a lot of Virgos do not like social media. That's why when you type in Virgo, you don't see a lot of them in groups because they don't like dealing with that high level of ignorance and stupidity. To everyone else, it's normal, but to them, it's abnormal because they look at it as a waste of time. They're like, I'm here, ain't nobody talking, ain't nobody trying to get to know each other. What the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like, what am I doing here? So Virgos, they will, don't be surprised, they will leave your Discord, they will leave your groups, and at a worst case scenario, especially if you tick them off enough after a year or so, they'll unfriend you because they look at it as you wasted my time. I'm trying to get up here and you trying to keep me down here. And that's not what you're trying to do. You just being you, but a Virgo looks at it like you wasted my time. Zap, how you doing? They like you wasted my time. I'm over here trying to be educated. You over here trying to. That's not to say that Virgos can't have fun. They love their comedy. They love their dark humor, but they like balance. They like to be entertained, but they also like to be educated. And if you can't provide either or, they're just going to look at you like you wasted their time. That is where the zero patience starts. That's the origin of the zero patience. If they are around ignorance, right? Naturally speaking, they're going to get tired of you. If you are constantly cursing around them over and over again, they're going to get fed up with you. If you are constantly, just playing around, wasting your time, but then want to talk to them about your problems, they'll get fed up with you. If you are someone who's been traumatized and you're not taking the necessary steps to fight it off, and you are slowing the process down, and they also see it from, to those that you talk to, from your doctor, whatnot, because you gave them the information, they're gonna get fed up with you. Do you understand now? They're patient, but over time they get frustrated. So that's why Virgos, when they are in someone's stream and they hear a bunch of screaming, yelling, that's fine. But if it's all day and they're just drinking, smoking, whatnot, Virgos are just gonna secretly look at that person and shake their head. They won't tell you that, but that's what they're thinking. They're just gonna be like, wow. They're like, wow, I just wasted 1 hour dealing with this nonsense and nothing happened. I feel like I have to dumb myself down around this person. And if a Virgo dumbs themselves down around you, that's a warning. You need to talk to them immediately, let them know you can be yourself around me. Because the only reason why a Virgo will do that is if they feel like they cannot connect with you. That's where their patience start to dwindle with you. So they're like, okay, I tried talking to them about science. They don't care about that. They hate it. Let me talk to them about this. Let me try to at least understand where they come from. Let me understand why this song that they listen to has so many curse words. Let me talk to a doctor. Let me talk to someone who's a little bit more educated than me about this, so I can have a better understanding. That's why a lot of Virgos like being around elders, because elders hold wisdom. When I was young, I always was around a bunch of elders. I couldn't be around my peers. I couldn't, because in my mind, they were ignorant. I didn't think of them as stupid, because they were definitely intelligent in their own right. I just needed knowledge. I needed to be around people that were knowledgeable. And if I couldn't be around those that were knowledgeable, I felt like I was wasting my time. It was a mental thing for me. It was mental. It's just a natural, trait of a Virgo. We love our knowledge. That's why in my streams, I like to, in my streams when I was the pony, YPY is dead, by the way. I ain't bring that pony back. um, that's why I would educate, because that's what made me happy. So when I would entertain and saw that I was getting views that way, I started to become sad, because I was like, wow, that's why I couldn't stand other platforms like the purple and the red at the time, because I looked at it as, what am I doing? I'm being dumbed down. Virgos do not like being dumbed down. If we have to dumb ourselves down for you, that's a warning. That's us saying, wow, we're not really enjoying this. We're not having fun, And Virgos are very open-minded, Some of them are not, which is not good, but they're learned to be. But Virgos by nature, they're pretty easy to get along with. So you're saying I have to educate them every single day? Well, yes and no. You don't have to. They will allow moments where they're like, okay, maybe they just want to be silly for this week or whatever. That's fine. A toxic Virgo's like, nah, they're just being completely stupid and ignorant. I can't just deal with them. Doesn't really technically make them toxic because Virgos also have a way of making others agree with them, saying, you know what, you're right, man. I should be educating myself too, But Virgos don't know how to have a filter. They will educate and educate and educate and educate and educate nonstop because that's just how their brain is. They want education. They'll educate themselves to the point where they're tired and they say, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll be with that one friend that likes to just be silly and goofy because they overwork themselves. Which, ironically, that's what the next trait's going to be about next time. Why we push ourselves. Because the zero patience. So now that you understand this, let's also give some tips for the Virgos, okay? So Virgos, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all some tips on how to have, you know, infinite patience because this is tough, all right? Number one, it all factors into the educational process, okay? Everything that happens is a lesson. All right. If you fall, if you accidentally cut yourself with a kitchen knife, if you get yelled at, if your boss, is, talking about they want to strangle you, which you should never allow anyone to talk to you like that. Um, Understand that it's not about having a reaction all the time. And it's not about internalizing. It's just about seeing it for what it is, learning from it, and moving on. How do I do that? Well, number one, you have to use the trait of what if that was me. Sometimes Virgos, when you get into that mode, that manic, when you're typing stuff and you're trying to help, ask yourself, if I was them and based off what I know about them, will this actually be helpful to me? How would this make me feel? And if you are doing everything right and they're the one internalizing it, then okay, then it's not you. But there are times where sometimes you can just go a little bit overboard. Virgos, listen to me. I understand that people can be ignorant and stupid, but like we learn, we can be too. It's just life. Stupidity, ignorance have to balance itself out with intelligence and integrity. Because without the two, there will be chaos. You can't have too much intelligence. You can't have too much, integrity. Without a little bit of stupidity and ignorance, comedy wouldn't exist. Entertainment wouldn't exist. Movies wouldn't exist. The red wouldn't exist. It needs to exist. It has to factor in. It's like a formula, all right? And it does make sense. You got to have a positive and a negative, like with magnets. It's your truly Samari 23. Welcome to my realm. Without these, it just falls apart. You got to have, it's not just yin and yang, but you got to have your imbalances with your balances, okay? So, like, sometimes a table has to be tilted just a little bit on one of its legs just for it to balance out. But if you try to fully balance out the table, it could fall apart. It's just the way how life is. So, first things first, you have to ask yourself one question. Why the hell do I care? Yeah, I said it. Why the hell do I care? Sometimes you have to ask yourself that, Virgos. You have to ask yourself, why do I care? When you do that, it's gonna help you to stop. When you're in that manic and you want something or you want to help somebody, ask yourself, why the hell do I care? If you can't come up with an answer, let someone else do it. There you go. Let someone else do it. All right. Be like that mob boss, the good kind, of course. Yeah, they do exist to help the poor. Let them do it. And you learn from it. You watch behind the scenes and you learn. Good leaders watch behind the scenes and they learn from their other, co-workers and other corporate heads. That's how they learn. That's how they become CEO. And then they take charge when they know something is wrong. A good example is with my broski, who works on these restaurant plays. And there are times where I feel like he's just overstepping his boundaries. But that's just me thinking this. So what I do is he messaged me. He was like, Emerald the Bunny, welcome to my room. So what he did was he was like, I gotta step in charge and I gotta do da 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 da. And this is what I said. I said, see, old me would have been like, whoa, you kind of stepping out of line here. Do you not know what my position is? No. I took a deep breath. I calmed down and I replied and I said, you are absolutely right. But here's the deal. Because of my situation, IRL, I'm going to need you to make sure that you open up these instances between 7:30 and 8 p.m. and make them invite plus. I think that's a fantastic idea. He immediately backtracked and told me, "Hey man, I'll let you do it. Um, just make it invite plus." You see what I did? I just gave it back. I said, "Here you go, man. You got this, man. You got this, man." But when he saw, wait a minute, I can't do those times. I have to give the trust back to him now. See, Virgos, less stress, and I was able to move on with my day yesterday. That's how you do it. Sometimes when you deal with people and they say, "I can't do it, it's hard," agree with them. You right. You are so right. You're not being rude. You're just letting them eat their own negative feedback. And when they do that, they're going to realize, oh, that's what I sound like. You're going to have more patience when you do that. Some people, you just have to just say, you right. I have a lot of friends, back then from the hood who are now like, contributing members of society, okay? Due to a lot of help from a lot of people from schools and everything. And when I would deal with them, I would have to use that tip. Man, you right, man. This sucks. This is terrible. Next day they come to me all positive because they got sick and tired of their own negative. So ask, why the hell do you care? Secondly, give it back to them. If they say they can't do it, agree with them. You right. They're gonna be shocked. Usually you're motivated. I am. I'm just saying you're right. If you can't do it, understandable. I believe you could do it, but if at this moment you say you can't do it, I agree with you. You're right. I'm wrong. This is showing wholesomeness. This is showing a level of openness. You're allowing the person to still be where they at. You offered, they said no, you left them alone. I had to deal with this last week during my terrible week, where I dealt with folks who looked at me like, "Oh, you always trying to tell me what to do." You right. And I left them alone. When some folks, they have like these big ideas. "Oh, well, I want to do da 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 da." Hey, man, I already told you there's going to be a lightning storm and I can't be on PC. But you know what? Let's do it. Let's just go ahead and attempt this. I think it's going to work, just like you said. And when it doesn't, Virgos, do not say, "I told you so." That is a toxic trait. Please stop. I'm guilty as charged. I used to do that a lot when I was a kid. "I told you so." Egg, welcome to my realm. "I told you so." Ozzy, welcome to my realm. "I told you so. I told you. You ignorant motherfucker. I told you. Now look at you. Now you in the hospital. And I told you not to overdose. I told you not to do this. I told you." Stop. You're adding insult to injury. Instead, show empathy. "Hey, man, I thought your way was going to work too. This is very disheartening that you went through this. I got you, man. I'm with you." When you show that, you're allowing them to be human and make mistakes. But when you say, I told you, listen. And there are times when people do deserve that, okay? There are times when people do deserve that. But mostly, sometimes you just have to show more empathy, okay? You have to say, "Look, man, I honestly thought your plan was going to work too. I was counting on it." Put it back on them. You will have more patience when you just put it back on them. This is also going to prevent, the whole victim blaming. Someone trying to blame you for their trauma and whatnot, their problems, put it back on them. "You right. I'm going to work on it." They'll be quiet. "Well, I don't think we can be friends anymore." You right. This ain't the first time this happened. I will get it. As a matter of fact, I start my anger management classes first thing tomorrow. Because I'm sick of me too. I'm ready to move on to the next chapter of my life. They'll be quiet. This is preventing you from being angry on the inside. Springtrap, welcome to my run. This is preventing you from being frustrated because you're giving it back to them. You see what I'm doing, Virgos? You're giving it back to them. They gave you something. You're saying you're refusing to offer. I remember I had one person, right? They were a furry. They wanted me to learn all this stuff with Blender. I did all that. And I was like, you know what? Let's make a deal. If I do all of this, you gotta start drinking. I got to a point where I was like, you know what? They want to drink themselves to the grave. I can't stop them. I will encourage them not to do it if I see them, if they tell me it's getting bad. But I'm not going to put myself through all of that just to prove a point. I could do it, but I'm not going to do it. So I guess what? I gave it back to them. And the problem solved itself. They end up getting tired of drinking themselves to that point, and they start getting help. Don't put yourself through all of that, Virgos. Let's go back to the first example that I provided. Here's how this situation should have been resolved. Oh man, there's this DLC that I wanted, right? And you call around, you did all your research, you only gave it like 10, maybe 15, 20 minutes of your day. And then after you've done that, before you walked up to GameStop or drive up there, you call and you ask specific questions. Is the DLC code still available? Yes. And the possibility, because I checked on this website that stated that there's issues with the DLC, do you think it would be better if I just hold off and just come another day this week? That's going to show how much you have matured. And they say, well, why can't you come down here? I'm currently at work. Understandable. Well, there's no guarantee. That's understandable. I could wait another month. Okay, well, if that's what's actually going on, then that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You have yourself a wonderful day at work. Bye-bye. When you do that, then you tell yourself, okay, go back to that question. Why the hell do I care? Oh, I want this DLC. Well, it's just a game. It's a video game. All right. It's not going anywhere. It's just a game. All right. Is it a want or a need? It's a want. Wants are last. Needs are first. Needs are food, water, shelter, paying bills. If you got a loan, paying off a loan, paying a car note, school, if you're in school, training, exercise, working out, doing something fun so you can keep your sanity levels balanced. Those are needs. Wants are anything dealing with entertainment. So, wants is, trying to tune into someone's stream or trying to give them, sub when you know that you need to pay your car note the next week. You got to balance it up and tell yourself it's always going to be there. And if it's not, it's just not. I read an article where I forgot their name. I think Anne launched something. Anne launched. My apologies if I forgot their name. See, that's a good time to apologize because I should know their name, but I don't. Virgo, it's okay. Relax. But she said something. And she shared an article stating that there is a 100% chance that you're going to already miss out on something. You can't attend every concert, every moment. You can't be there for every friend or acquaintance. You just can't do it. It's just not possible. Kitty Guard, welcome to my realm, and I hope that you and your crew are doing fantastic. So when I learned this, right, it pretty much helped the racing thoughts to stop. Just because you get invited to a party doesn't mean that you're obligated to show up. You got to focus on your IRL life. Like if you got to take care of your sick parent or your sick dog or you got college, be honest. Sorry, I can't, but I'll spread the word. That way you won't feel obligated that you have to attend everything because you matter too. So Virgos, the zero patience is an eternal thing. It's because you are so hard on yourself. You're someone that obligations are your favorite. That's your favorite word. You love to be obligated. Once someone tells you something, it's written in stone. And I am guilty of this. You hear me? I'm guilty of this. I don't know why I was like this. I was punctual. And being punctual, being obligated is good. See, be like that at work. Okay? Put on that mental uniform. I learned this in my training. Put on that mental uniform at work. Be like that at work. Okay? But also allowing the fact to know that things will also change rarely. But here outside of work or whatever it's with training, you can't always Mad Men's welcome to my realm. You can't always be like that because you're hurting yourself mentally because you're putting people on such a high level. Some people don't want to be on a high level. Some people are fine being in the slums for now until they learn to get out. Some people are fine, being that drug addict until they're ready to get out. Some people are fine being addicted. You have to work with them. You have to work with them slowly. You're going to deal with a lot of ignorant, stupid people. But remember, you had your moments of ignorant stupidity. Remember when you mix jelly with cheese and ketchup and then all of a sudden you wonder why my stomach hurting? Remember when you accidentally bent your thumb backwards because you thought that you was Plastic Man? Because you was curious when you was 8 years old? I know these are extreme examples, but you gotta understand that. You gotta allow yourself to know your temperament and how long you can deal with ignorance and stupidity, but also allowing yourself to be a part of that ignorant stupidity. I'm not saying you have to fully be around ignorant stupidity and lower yourself down to the point where you can't ever succeed. I'm just saying it's okay. It's okay. You don't want everything to be perfect. You don't want everything just to be around a bunch of sophisticated, rich, snobbish type people who all they talk about is about science and whatnot. You don't want to be around people like that because they can't help you. You need to be around people that are real. You need to be around people that can crack a joke or two. I know y'all fuming. Y'all fuming right now. I can sense the anger from the Virgos right now. Listen. This life ain't promised to nobody. I love saying this because this has been told to me when I was young. I was in my bed, man. Like I was out of it. And all I could think about was that horrible last week. I was like frustrated. I was counting seconds. And when a Virgo counts seconds, that ain't good. That's not good at all. I had to pick myself up. I had to find something to do. I was like, I ain't going to get on VR chat right now. Because in the background, I was like, man, I ain't about to deal with these ignorant folks. They going to get on my nerves. See all that. See all what you feed into your mind when you say stuff like that. You're not even giving people a chance. You're already calling them stupid and ignorant. You already saying that they're going to do something to you before it even happens. It's like you're already preparing for a war that's not even happening. Relax. I'm saying this because I do it. You prepare for something that's not even happening. You over here like I'm about to beat down somebody. Ain't nobody there to beat down. Xander, welcome to my realm. Like it's like I just don't get it with y'all Virgos, and I'm a Virgo myself. It's like the one time something bad happens, you are ready to start a war with anybody. Like, oh, they look at me wrong, they talk to me wrong, they even dare come near me. I'm gonna be ready for. I'm gonna be ready for. Relax, calm down. Ain't nobody trying to start a war with you. I promise you, I assure you, with every fiber of my being, no one's trying to start a war with you. Now, if they do, go full Virgo. You have my permission because that's a toxic person, and you need to get rid of that toxic person. Listen. You are allowed to go full Virgo on anybody, all right? Only towards people that you do not care about. But if you care about these folks, right, and you want to see them again, don't go full Virgo. So here's the new rule for Virgos. Virgos, you are allowed to go full Virgo only towards people that you do not care about, all right? Towards people that are actually terrible people, like, the pedos and stuff like that. That's who you're allowed to go full Virgo towards, all right? Because you don't want to see them again. But to everybody else, right? The people that are trying, those you just met, don't. And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You got to understand, all right? It's okay. It's okay, man, to have moments where it just don't work out, all right? Like last week, I couldn't control that. I couldn't control all what happened last week. I had to let some folks go. I had to cry a few tears. I had to, had some moments where I was by myself. I have moments where I didn't know who to talk to. Some folks had to come to me. Welcome back, Natalie. Welcome to my realm. It's just you got to understand something. Life is not supposed to work your way, man. Things happen. Relationships don't work. You may break your arm one day. Verosa too. Welcome to my realm. You just gotta understand that you gotta live with your choices. And Virgos, you see, y'all obligated, y'all perfect. You want to have a clean slate. You don't like your it wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything. Okay, Virgo, maybe that's the case. Maybe you didn't do anything wrong. Okay, but what if you did? What if you just owned up that one time? And I talk to my toxic Virgos, all right? I'm talking to y'all now. What if you did do something wrong? What if you had to own up and apologize? You know, what if you just did? I know that hurts, but you gotta answer like, what if you just did? You know, and that's okay. It's listen, it's okay because your friends did it too, and they probably handled it a lot worse than you. They probably threw hands and ended up in jail. And see, I'll give y'all Virgos this. At least y'all smart. At least y'all ain't you'll visualize how you gonna whoop someone's ass. Others they would just whoop your ass immediately, and then they were like, I ain't afraid of jail. I ain't this. At least you calm. All right. At least you calm and you understand. The consequences. You see, you at least evaluate. So that's a good thing that you at least know evaluate. But sometimes you just gotta let life be life. Okay. You got to. Um, because if you don't, you ain't gonna be able to enjoy nothing. You will always feel like when you talk to people, you have to dumb yourself down with some and increase your status for others. Increase your status for you, don't do it for others. You want to be incredibly intelligent, do it for yourself, man. Don't do it for others, man. Don't do it because you gotta like show this status quo towards others that won't even be at your funeral when you're 100 years old. I love saying that because it's the truth, man. I've been hearing about a lot of deaths going on, but I don't hear not one person. Like I don't hear not one person, right, being at a funeral. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. You know. So like I'm talking right now. It shows I got 59 views and zero views. It ain't no big deal. Who cares? I'm still gonna talk. I'm still gonna say what I gotta say. Whether it's zero people, five people, four people, two people, three people, or nine people. It is what it is. You are a Virgo, and as a Virgo, you are going to tell it like it is, but you are going to learn after all of this. When I talk to you, you are going to learn to say less because they can't handle your truth. They can't handle the truth. That's why they run. That's why they go to other people that entertain them because the entertainers, they lie to them. That's just the way it is, man. It's the way it's always going to be. You got to understand that. You got to comprehend that. Play Tendo, welcome to my realm. And when you understand that, when you comprehend that, you won't be so offended, triggered, angry, frustrated. Now, also Dr. Voidless and Nurse Marianne or Mary, I forgot their name. I forgot her name, I ain't gonna lie. Uh, they're on vacation, so pretty much doing this on my own. And as far as my IRL therapy goes, still gotta wait. I'm on a wait list, so all right. Any questions so far? No questions? All right, good, good. Glad that ain't no questions. I'm not gonna lie. We'll be here all day if you have questions. Appreciate the three hearts. Appreciate the 60 folks that came by just to say hi. Appreciate y'all so much. And hopefully that y'all go somewhere where you are getting y'all full fulfillment of this day. The 60 views is good enough. The 60, like those that viewed the stream and then just left, that's good enough for me. I'd rather know that people viewed my content than to just sit there and just, listen in and not understand a word I'm saying. So it all doesn't matter to me because I gotta keep it moving. This ain't meant for me, but I do it anyway. So to anyone that's willing to listen, that's good on you. To those who don't, well, time moves on. And that's the one thing about life that you'll learn when you get older. Time moves on. It ain't really concerned about your feelings, because it sure as hell ain't concerned about mine. All right, so during my training, right, um, there were a bunch of words, and so what I want to do is I want to do a little activity with y'all because all of this is helpful to me. Call sign evergreen. Welcome to my realm. It's very helpful to me. Hopefully it's helpful to you. Whether for those who missed the stream, like I said, you could just rewatch it on YouTube. Jesse Snaps, good to see you. Welcome to my realm. So I can't say all these words because these words will literally get me in trouble. But and I can't say in a different language because the AI will detect that too. So here we go. I'm gonna say these words, and that's it. Certain words I'm not even gonna say it. Inch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over how each word affected me when I was young, teenager, and adult, with some extras that weren't stated in during the training. So here we go. Itch. So we're gonna do this from a 1 to 5 scale. 5 being the highest, 1 being don't bother me at all. As a kid, 3. Teenager, 3. As an adult, 1. Everyone's favorite gamer word. You already know what it is. I can't say it. I don't care that I'm black and Native American. I refuse to say this vile word. I don't care if it's said in a joking manner. I don't care if it's said in any form of the matter. I refuse to say this word. I don't care if anyone in my family has ever said this word. I refuse to say this word. This is a word that I just will not state in my vocabulary. It doesn't belong in my vocabulary. I will let everyone else use it. I literally will give everybody an N-word pass. But let me just tell you something. You say it towards me, I'm just going to give you a look. Because I know the history that goes behind that word. You could say it's a word, but my family suffered because of this word. And I know everyone's saying you're taking it to heart. I'm not taking it to heart. I'm just giving you facts. You say this at a job, you get fired. User 710-399-3410158. Welcome to my realm. So as a kid, 5. Teen, 5. And as an adult, 3 to 2. And that's only because of the history. If there was no historical impact based on this word, I still wouldn't say. It's just an ugly word. Kun. As a kid, 2. Teen, 3. As an adult, 1. It's a word that I will hear in wrestling. It's like, okay. Agate. I'm not saying this word fully because it's Pride Month. That's just utterly disrespectful. I don't care if other Pride members say it. I'm not going to say it. As a kid, 3. Teen, 4. As an adult, 1. Ooh. Jew. I don't know why this word's offensive, but I kind of get it. As a kid, 1. Teen, 2. As an adult, 1. A spec. Spick. Oh, that's Hispanic. Okay. Now that word I kind of get it. It's a 1 kid, teen, adult, because the historical impact of that word towards my fellow Hispanic friends, I get why it's offensive, but I hear them say it too, so it kind of confuses me on whether if it's truly offensive or not. Monkey. K. Welcome to my realm. 1, 1, and 1. This is one of the lowest hanging fruit that you can call a black person's monkey. Wow. Cracker. 1, 1, 1. I'm not Caucasian, so I don't know how this is offensive to anybody, but to some people it is. Whore. Kid, 1. Teen, 2. Adult, 1. Redneck. 1, 1, 1. You hear this stated all the time in modern past media and even music. Hillbilly. I didn't even know that was an offensive term. 1, 1, and 1. Boy. 2 as a kid. 3 as a teen. 1. When you get called boy, right, as a teenager, it hits your character because you're trying to grow up to be a man, so that kind of like demeans your manhood a little bit, even though you're not a man yet. Old geezer. Kid, 3 because I love my elders and I hate when they get disrespected. Teen, 2, and adult, 1. Boomer. 1, 1, 1. How is that offensive? Racist. When someone accused you of being racist. As a kid, 5. Teen, 5, and an adult, 1. Welcome to my realm. The word fake. The level of offense is take again 5 being offensive, 1 being not so offensive. As a kid, 2. Teen, 3. As an adult, 1. The reason for all of this is based on my emotional maturity has grown over time due to multiple experiences, reasons, and lessons. The more you're around people, so Virgos, when you're around quote unquote ignorant, silly people, they will teach you to have thicker skin when it comes to seeing these words. Okay, but if you're around more sophisticated people that don't use these words, it could actually kind of backtrack you a bit because you wouldn't know how to have the patience to deal with these types of terminology. So in a way, be thankful for, a lot of these terms that you hear. Doesn't mean you have to accept it, stand your ground, be firm, but it's just the way it is. And thank you so much, for the likes. All right, now these are just some words. I don't even know how anyone will find this offensive, but let's do it. Red flag. As a kid, 3. As a teenager, 4. As an adult, 2. When someone calls you a red flag, it means that you're a danger. So be mindful of that, but it shouldn't really offend anyone. Cheater. Kid, 1. Teen, 4. And as an adult, 2. If we're talking about video games, whatever. If we're talking about real life, I mean, it's just what you're called out. But if you know that's not you, it's whatever. Imperfect. Kid, 1. Teen, 5. Adult, 2. Virgos do not like being called imperfect. This is their ultimate trigger word. They hate it. They'll laugh when you call them that, but they'll internalize it a bit. It's just the word we don't like. Hard-headed. Kid, 5. Teen, 5. Adult, 1. Well, when a Virgo is called out for being hard-headed, they take a high offense to that because they're trying not to be that way. So when you constantly keep telling them that they're hard-headed and they know that they're hard-headed in a situation, you just make the situation worse. Virgos, it's up to us to, again, practice the breathing exercises and not take high offense to that. Doesn't matter who said it. You're to blame. This is a good one. This is a phrase, not a word. Kid, 5. Teen, 5. Adult, 3. Never state to a Virgo this one thing. Never tell them that they are the reason why something happened to you. That is the ultimate way to destroy any friendship. The end, done, you're gone. You are erased. If they still talk to you and still acknowledge you, consider yourself lucky. That is the worst thing to do. Now, if it's like something petty, that's okay. Just don't ever blame them for something serious like, you're the reason why I cut myself. You're the reason why I can't sleep. You're the reason why I broke my leg. You're the reason why I'm in the hospital. You're the reason why I'm stressed. Don't ever say that. That is the worst thing you could say to a Virgo. That is the ultimate, you just destroyed this relationship. You just destroyed this friendship. Virgos become very unforgiving when you say that because Virgos like to help. And when you tell them that it's their fault and there's no logic behind what you said, you just said it's your fault with no reasoning behind it, good job. You just destroyed the relationship. Greedy. Kid, 5. Teen, 5. An adult, 2. Virgos value integrity. So when you call them greedy, that is an attack on their character. And greedy is not really a nice word to call somebody, okay? You call them greedy, they'll give you examples of greedy. Skinny. This is a personal one. Kid, 4. Teen, 5. Adult, 2. This is just personal for me because I'm a health addict. I like being healthy. I was proud of myself that I was able to eat something with that wasn't necessarily healthy for me, but because of the contents that was inside, like with trans fat and everything. But I told myself I don't eat this every day, so I should be fine as long as I exercise and drink water and stuff like that. So, and allow my body to detox from it. Skinhead. Kid, 1, because I didn't understand it. Teen, 4, after learning about the history of it. Adult, 1, I don't care. As the instructor of the training once stated, you can call me any of these things, and it doesn't matter because you might as well just call me a frying pan, or you might as well just call me sticky goo. I know who I am, so this can't affect me. But the one thing that I've learned that has some type of effect on me still is the N word. That's because of history. That's because of what I've learned. That's because of the, how it is impacting my grandma, my grandpa, my father, my mother, my aunts, my family, even my friends. So it's just it's just something that I just have to learn to get over. So Virgos, how do we get over these insults? Positive affirmations. Listen to positive affirmations every single day until you know that the next time those words are thrown at you, it just moves right past you. And that's just pretty much it. I was going to go into detail on how these words used to affect me, but why? Why go into a long, boring story about how these words affected me? Because I'm going to hear these words forever and ever. If it's lodged at me, I just don't respond. It's better to not respond. That's the best way to get your respect. Sometimes you just got to give a look. That's the best way to get your respect. But if you're trying to like show bravado, it's not always the best course of action. Mario Hunter, welcome to my realm. That's not always the best course of action. That's not the best thing to do. Does that make sense? Okay, Virgo, so let's go step by step. Carl in CA, Canada, welcome to my realm. And if you haven't already, make sure you hydrate, because I know some of y'all are probably still dealing with a heat advisory, heat alert. So, Virgos, let's go ahead and break this down, okay? Your patience is caused by the best Libra. Welcome to my realm. Your zero patience is caused by what goes on based off of your past experiences and trauma. Remember what we learned from here. You don't ask for help because you're guarded. You have to let your guard down. It's okay. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get comboed. All right. You're gonna get comboed pretty bad. That's good. Get comboed, man. Allow yourself to see your own blood on your hands, or whose, or Toby's, whatever y'all call yourselves. Allow yourself to see your own blood without freaking out. Let your guard down a bit. Don't let it fully down, but let it down. Take those hits. Take it when someone calls you a bad friend. Take it when someone says that you're a disgrace to America. Take it when someone calls you all those bad terms that I stated. Take the hits, but don't internalize it. Don't even think about it, because you know who you are. You get what I'm saying? Take the hits. Take them. Take the hits. Take when someone tells you, sorry, I can't. Take when someone disappoints you. Don't internalize it. Take the hits. Don't shut down. Take the hits. Admit how it makes you feel. Take the hits. You got to. You gotta let that ego of yours get hit. You gotta let that perfect image of yours get messed up. I'm talking to artists right now, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, seeing the imperfections of each art piece with different visions, even though mine's is completely different from theirs. It's a good thing. I look back at all the fan art, some commissioned, some just from the goodness of people's hearts that I look at, and I'm like, you know what? This is good. I'm looking at my room right now. It's clean, it's organized, but there's some parts of it that are not organized. I ain't worried about it. I'm just laying back and I'm just vibing, as they say. So remember, spit, welcome to my realm. So remember this. Number one, why the hell do I care? when it comes to anything. You're in a manic. If someone tells you, someone drives you somewhere and you want chicken strips with orange, you know, sweet sour sauce and fries, and they don't have it, ask yourself, why do I care? Why the hell do I care? You may say, oh, because I'm hungry. Okay. Well, at that moment, why do you care? What are your options? What's the healthier option? You got to ask yourself this. You got to talk to yourself. When you do that, it's like, oh, I mean, when you put it that way, that makes sense. Yeah, I know it makes sense. So, why the hell do I care? That's number one. Number two, when someone needs your help or asking for help, pieces. You hear me? Mystic Deadwood 64, welcome to my realm. Give pieces. I'm talking small pieces. I'm talking about a crumb. You give a crumb. You give a crumb. You hear me? You give a crumb. Do not give a big chunk crumb. If you don't know them crumb, you give them crumbs. You do not give them big piece because they don't appreciate it. Now, if it's a Virgo from another Virgo, you can give a little bit of a big piece, but again, you gotta make sure that they're seasoned. If they're not seasoned, they'll reverse on you. Crumb. Good time zone. Don't even ask how they're doing. Because I'm going to get to that in just a moment about the whole social media thing. Why Virgos can't stand social media. That's a bonus for y'all. Crumb. Give them a crumb. Give them a crumb. Crumb. I mean it, Virgos. I mean it. Crumb. You give them a crumb. Do not give them a big piece. You got a lemon cake. You got a nice organic lemon cake. You give them a crumb. Let them earn it. They need to earn it. Crumb. You give them a nice little crumb. Maybe a little bit of a small piece. Crumb. That's it. I need help with this in Blender. May I ask, what is it that you need help with on Blender? Blah, 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 blah. Give me 2 minutes. You look it up. Is it okay if I send you a video? It is less than 1 minute on how to do this. Sure. NY Cousin, welcome to my realm. There you go. Stop. Move to the next person. They message you. This is confusing. Sorry, I can't. I'm busy at the moment. I suggest asking any of your friends or family. I ain't never ask you for anything again. I understand. Have a wonderful week or day. Move on to the next person. That's it. That's how you do it. And when you start overthinking, why the hell do I care? You don't. You're done. You've already helped them. They already stated that it's hard for them. Move on. Move on to the next person. Here's another good example. Someone comes to you talking about they want to do a collab. And they give you an exact time and all this. Own up. Do what you need to do. Be there. Give them 30 minutes. They ain't there for 30 minutes. Don't say, I'll never do it again. Just don't even message them. Be there 30 minutes. Laffy Tag, welcome to tomorrow. Be there 30 minutes. Make sure that you got the right time zone. After that, do what you got to do. Leave. Do what you need to do. You gave them 30 minutes. They'll mess you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. Try again the next time. No. Understandable. See you then. They do it the second time. Make sure you already have a plan of your own if they do it again. All right, they did the second time. They make up an excuse. Last warning. Third time. Oh, this time they got it. Because you want to know why? Because you didn't overreact. You didn't show that you were too frustrated and mad about it. You showed patience. Now, they do it the third time. Then you start telling them, sorry, I can't. 3 chances. They failed those 3 chances. There you go. No anger, no frustration. You just let it be. You're giving them crumbs. I need help with a video idea. What type of video ideas did you have in the past? I don't know. Was there one particular video that you've seen that made you laugh? Oh yeah, I remember this one video. Pick at their brain a bit. Let them think. I can't sleep. What do you usually do to help you sleep? I don't know. Would you like for me to provide you some tips? No response. Stop. They gave you an answer. Okay, I understand. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Next person. You gotta do them like customer service. They don't want your help. All right. Next person. Thank them for their time. Next person. Brian Walker 1402. Welcome to my realm. Next person. Next person. Next person. You have to have that next person attitude. You try to help someone, they didn't appreciate it. Next person. You try to give them tips, they didn't appreciate it. Next person. You try to help someone, they got triggered. Next person. There's 8 billion people in this world, Virgos. Someone would be happy to have your help, but you have to be seasoned, have patience. You gotta let them cuss you out. Don't let them disrespect you. You gotta let them get mad. You gotta let them be them. You gotta let them show where they're at, because somebody's gonna show them up and make them grow up. You can't do that, because Virgos, y'all go to the extreme. That's why y'all go to the extreme. It's just nature. Y'all want to help, but you can go a little bit overboard. Well, I know some Virgos that can help. Yeah, Virgos can only help those that will allow them to help them. That will not be pressured by the way of a Virgo. Not everyone can handle that. It's okay. It's okay. Hear me when I say this. It's okay. So why the hell do you care? Give crumbs. Have multiple plans. You have this plan, right? This genius plan. Right on that side of that paper, B, C, D. If A doesn't work, do this. Keep it simple. I'm going to go to martial arts class. If I'm sick, here's my plan. If my car breaks down, here's my plan. If I had a bad experience, here's my plan to look for someone else. It's okay. All while you don't overthink it. You allow the imperfection. You allow that person to be imperfect. You allow that person, even though they have all this high status, to, show their false advertising, you allow it. It's all just the way how life balances itself out. Why the hell do you care? Give crumbs. Have a next person personality. Help one time. If they don't appreciate it, they cussing you out, they ghosting you. Bye. Don't even give them another chance. Bye. Now we're going to go to the social media example. Virgos, if you are talking to someone and they will not respond back to you, but yet they accept your friend request, they have already sent you a message that you are an option. You are not a priority. Next. They're not a bad person at that moment. They just don't see you as important. Next. Now give people time, Virgos. Give them at least a week. Give them at least a month. Give them at least 2-3 days, because maybe they're just busy and they just didn't know. You will make that same mistake too. So don't be too quick to say next. Give them time. If they message you, it don't matter if it's 2 years, 3 years. Tell them it's okay. We were busy. Show empathy. Show care. Show love. Understand that if you was in that position, you probably would have made that same mistake. I messaged somebody and they messaged me 2 years ago. I messaged them back. I apologize, and they look at it like, I don't remember this person. That's, oh well, Virgo. Oh well, move on. I've done it. Ain't no big deal. Listen, ain't no big deal. You gonna make mistakes, man. It is what it is. You got to. You have to. Yeah, sometimes you got to learn a little bit harder than others, but it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Some people are just ignorant. And that's okay, because you could be ignorant too. We all have our levels of ignorance. I want all the cheese on my burger. You know you're not supposed to have all that cheese in your burger. You lactose intolerant. But I gotta have it. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. But is it a want or is it a need? You know, you don't want to be like Cat Williams. We love you, Cat Williams. We have to constantly keep going to jail over and over again because some silly mistakes you made, silly mistakes that that he made. You know what I mean? Get it right the first time. You got to worry about that. Oh my god! All right. So Virgos, I ain't gonna give y'all some social media tips. All right, I'm gonna make this real quick because I know that this is gonna help y'all out. If a person messages you and they don't message you back ever again, do not message them back. Don't even bother. Don't fall for the excuse of, oh, they forgot. Don't fall for the excuse of, oh, no. Just don't. It's social media. Who cares? You need to tell yourself it's social media. Who cares? You have a right to unfriend. You have a right to block. You have a right to do whatever. It's social media. Well, I showed it my face. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? It's social media. Who cares? You gotta have a oh well. Who cares? Now, this was real life, then I would have something to say. But this is social media. Who cares? Social media goes by so fast. You stuck on that one person when there's someone else ready to want to talk to, want to get to know you. Oh, I didn't work on my relationship. Continue to work on yourself. Somebody going to be, sliding your DMs. Well, they ain't gonna be like the first one. Everybody remembers their first one. The first one is always the beautiful one. It's always the best one. The first one is the one that you learn from. If it works out, cool. If it doesn't, oh well. Oh well. Keep it moving. You ain't gonna have me, stressing and worried about something when, I'm the one that gotta work on the weekends. I the one who gotta work on the weekends and deal with a bunch of folks that don't want to take their medicine. You think I'm gonna be worried about what a bunch of folks think about me? Give me a break. That's what I'm saying. You gotta have a why the hell do I care attitude. You gotta ask that. You got to ask that. Even with yourself. Why the hell do I care about getting a 6-pack? I ain't no athlete. I just want a 2-pack. 2-pack's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Doctor says I'm healthy. There you go. Virgos, when it comes to social media messaging, stop always talking in these damn discords. Stop it. They don't get you. They don't understand you. Just stop. And if you don't like it, don't even make a big old introduction about it. Leave. I'm saying this with every fiber in my being. Leave. Because the people that appreciate you will come after you. They will know that you something special. But if they don't see that, let them walk. Ty Perry, fellow Virgo, let them walk. Please let them walk. Virgos are one of the most beautiful signs in the world, but they are also one of the most abused signs in the world. You know your worth. You know you ain't perfect. You know you got your issues, but don't think about it sometimes. Listen, if you gotta think about something, think about what you need to do for you. Allow people to critique you, allow people to make fun of you, and don't even show no sign of anger or frustration. Because this life is so unpredictable that you have no idea what's going to happen to you next. Embrace it, please. If people don't want to be bothered by you, if they say that they hate you, if they say that you the worst thing since Hitler, just let them, please. Please. Because let me tell you something. When my mother was sitting in that hospital bed, and when I saw the tears flow down her eyes, nothing else mattered to me anymore. I could have got hit with a bunch of bad news that day. But The best part was seeing my mother in it, recovering, surviving. And ever since then, my attitude just changed. I was on VR chat yesterday, just chilling. And guess what happened? I saw all my friends and acquaintances went online, and I said, for the first time in a long time, love y'all, but I ain't stunning y'all. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I went to bed. I owe no explanation. I ain't try to ask no requests. None of that. I'm going to bed. I end up with 10 hours of sleep. 10 hours of beautiful, gracious, lovely sleep. Stop trying to show that you a good person. Virgos, y'all are good for that. Y'all not arrogant. You are just showing people that you will stop. They they don't care. They don't know because they never met a good person like you. Just stop. You will have more patience if you just stop. Just stop. People don't care about that. They like they mess. They like their doo doo. They like to swim in their doo doo, their pee. They like to get drunk. They like to inject themselves with poison. You gotta let them. And I know it's gonna hurt you, but you gotta let these fools hurt themselves. Cause they'll let you hurt yourself. They'll let you go hungry. They'll let you stress. Let them hurt themselves. Let them deal with the breakup. Let them deal with the broken leg. Don't try to fix it. Because if you try to fix it, it's never going to be appreciated. I'm not saying with everybody. I'm saying with certain people. You got to understand, it's people's maturity level. A mature person is going to allow you to help them. They're going to allow their ego to be hit several times. They're going to understand the mannerisms, the kindness. And they're going to understand when you slip up. That's a mature person. An immature person goes into hiding because they got triggered or angry. And you got to let them stay that way so they can grow. They'll grow. Virgos, look at me. People grow. I have seen folks that I thought that would never change. I have seen teachers who I thought will always stay arrogant are one of the most humblest folks I've ever met. Life has to teach us, just like life has to teach them. Your life is not about waking up and it's just sunshine and rainbows. Disney lied to y'all. Amora, welcome to my realm. They lied to y'all, telling y'all that y'all gonna have this happy, perfect ending. When you see certain Tyler Defendant, welcome to my realm. When you see all these folks right in these streams, they all happy, they all giddy, they getting drunk and stuff like that. Don't fall for that. That is acting. They're acting. Those are actors. Those are the one that gets all the views. Those are actors. This is real. Those are actors. And they get paid for what they do. They're acting. They are acting out a scene. They're acting out what they are. They'll claim, oh, this is just how I am. They're acting. That's their ego talking. That's their character talking. You got to let them be that. That's why people love people like that. They love actors. They love egos. They love things that are not logical. That's their entertainment. They love it. That's their fuel. They love it. And you should love it too, Virgos. You play video games. You play video games to play with different characters that are illogical. From Dante, from Nero, different from Virgil, who acts just like us. We explore characters that are different from us. That's the beauty of life, is seeing those differences. You want to have more patience, get out more. That's another one. Get out more and understand that there is a world bigger than whatever is going on in your head. It don't matter how much research you do, but you got to get out there. You need to embrace the ignorance, embrace stupidity, allow yourself to be ignorant, stupid to an extent so you don't get in trouble with the law. And stop having this, oh, the mod messaged me, so I must be a bad person. Stop that. Who cares? You need to have an attitude of what you want. Some people gotta have that attitude. What you want. Not everybody's deserving your kindness. Not everybody's deserving your love. Not everybody's deserving of your grace. Some people you gotta be like, listen, at my job, I'll be like this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sup? What's good, homie? Salutations, how you doing? Yo, what's good, homie? You gotta treat them where they at. You have to. You have to, Virgos. It's gonna hurt your character. But I was taught that manners. Stop. This generation don't know jack doodoo about manners. You gotta talk. You gotta talk to where they at. You can still be respectful and be firm at the same time. The things that you do for folks will never be fully understood until it's too late. And when it's too late, those same people are going to wish that you were still there. I promise you. I don't remember a lot of popular people because popular people to me are just following systematic approaches to get by in life. They're not real to me. There are certain popular people I can look at and I can tell it's not going to last. Ashley Nelson, welcome to my realm. The people that I look for are the ones that are not recognized. That's why Virgos, we just got it. We got to find these people. Stop trying to look for those that are popular. The popular is already corrupted. The popular is already have listened to way too many ears. Oh, they'll show and claim that, oh, they got it. I mean, look what they did to Kanye West, man. Look what they did to so many rich celebrities. They get them up high for 10 plus years and then they slam them down. Once they're done, their toy's broken, then they go to the next person. They do it in the furry community. They see a new toy, oh, it's broken. Now they go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And Virgos, that's gonna make you angry. You gotta watch. You gotta learn. You gotta take notes. It's not for you to fix it because this cycle has been going on way longer before you were born. This cycle will never end. This cycle of the rich versus the poor versus the middle class, it's never going to end. You got to learn about it. You keep the information for yourself and only share it with those that you know that will value it and do something with it. Everyone else, you just got to embrace it. I have seen so much ignorance and stupidity, man, throughout my life that I had to tell myself at a point, why do I care? And I know this may sound selfish, this may sound mean, but sometimes you got to get to that point in your life. Why the hell do I care? Because days will go by and you're going to be mad at yourself because you didn't get to live your life because you focus on why someone's so stupid and ignorant. Let them. Instead of trying to figure out why people would type something like that, why would they post a meme? Laugh. Just go with the crowd sometimes. But also don't let yourself be, diminish yourself for others. Sometimes you just got to shut up and listen. No, do that all the time. Do that all the time. You want to know why when a Virgo enters a room, a good Virgo, when you're around a bunch of people, they get quiet and they look at you and they ask, are you okay? Because they know. They know. They know when a Virgo walks into a room that they're thinking, that they're seeing what's going on, and that they're putting 2 and 3 together. And then once they figure out something, game over. And we can figure things out pretty quickly. The moment someone approaches us, we could tell if they fake, we could tell if they real, we could tell if they already got issues, we could tell if there's something going on, and that it's just a natural thing. But us being hard-headed, oh, it's okay. It could be worked on. God made us where we are really intelligent in that matter, but sometimes we just so hard-headed we just can't see it. If you are with someone and they are causing your stress levels to go up, they're causing you to be uncomfortable, that's a bad sign. You gotta cut them off. If they're a good person and it's like a little bit of tension, but not much, cut them off for a bit and let them heal. You can sense their spirit and energy. You gotta cut them off. You gotta. You gotta. Do it for you, man. Do it for your sanity. That's why I can't stand Discord, Facebook, and all these other social media apps because, and that's why we can't stand it versus we don't like dealing with ignorance. Now, any group that we notice that has a level of ignorance and stupidity, but education, we stick with those groups. Like the Anti-Mafia Discord group, the Timeless Spirits Discord group, the Freedom Planet Discord group. Like those are my favorite Discord groups. I love those groups. Those are my favorite groups. But the rest of them, I look and I'm just like, okay. Especially these big Discord groups, I just look, I'm like, okay. All right. You gotta allow yourself, the cousin crew, welcome to my room. You gotta allow yourself to know you. Naturally, you're gonna always want intelligence, but you also gotta allow yourself to want to know about stupidity and ignorance. You gotta laugh, Virgos. Welcome back, Jeremy. You gotta laugh. You gotta allow yourself to deal with it. How do I deal with it? Do nothing. Take deep breaths. Do nothing. Sometimes you just gotta be in a Discord server and just do nothing. Just watch the people type up about something. Don't even say nothing. You are data collectors. And if you don't get enough data and when you try to answer, it's going to cause a catastrophe. That's why when you step in a room and you talk, you quote unquote kill the vibe because you're too real. They're too ignorant and stupid to see your worth. And I'm just gonna say it like it is. That's why when you talk, that's why when folks like you that are intelligent talk, you quote unquote kill the vibe because you pretty much nip it in the butt. Virgo's nipping in the butt. Everyone else they want to keep going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Y'all nip it in the butt. But if you want the conversation to keep going, greeting, ask, what does this mean? And if they say, are you stupid? Are you a re-arted? Replied with, no, I just never heard of it before. I'm quite curious. And the right person will want to educate you, but the wrong person will get scared and intimidated by you. Why? Because you want knowledge. Martin Luther King Jr. is not a Virgo, but they fear those that want knowledge more than being entertainment. Every streamer that I go to and I ask them questions and I talk to them, they get quiet or they don't know. Virgo, don't get mad. Accept it. Now you just know that's where they're at on that level. It's not to judge them. It's just now you know that the next time you come on their stream, this is how you approach them. Some people just don't like hi. Some people just don't like asking how you doing. Some people establish they don't care. Some people establish that they just want their stream to go afloat, the chat to flow however it should flow. You got to go with the crowd. You work in silence. You gather information in silence. You succeed in silence. So that way, when they see you on that big screen, they'll never see you coming. The smart ones, regardless of their sign, are going to notice you and they're going to hold on to you. They're going to hold on. They're not going to let you go because they see something in you that's different. Even the ones that quote unquote that you thought that you hurt, that try to make you feel alone, they're going to hold on to you too. They're going to hope that you don't let them go. Virgos, you got to understand, y'all are a beautiful sign. So when you get to that point, you're going to love your life a lot more. The right people are going to come after you. They're going to thank you. They're going to love you and they're going to stick by you no matter what. Everyone else is going to stay stupid. And that's okay. Hey, yes, how you doing? Welcome to my realm. Give me a sec. About to take my own advice. Because just one thing that I've learned about people is they will get tired. Some people I could just talk to, regardless of their sign, and it's just beautiful. They get it. They're like, and when you do that, Virgos, you're going to feel a sigh of relief. Hey, Rosie, how's it going? Welcome to my realm. I'm just about to close shop and this stream. It's been almost 2 hours. I streamed on the red, the green, I don't care, YouTube, Trovo, and of course here. I know they say don't say that. I don't care. On here on this stream, I don't care. I'll say it unless they tell me you can't do it. Ugh. All right. Any questions? Why do you think, based off what I said, that Virgos have zero patience? Soko Parano LLC, welcome to my realm. And to those who came by that are long time followers of me, it is great to see, it is fantastic to see you all again. I am Wilkins, the pony Why People Why is officially dead. If you would like more information on that, feel free to DM me about it on um, TikTok. If the direct messaging system still works, I'm not sure. I think we made some progress. So Virgos, how you feeling? How you feeling, Virgos? You feel like that you can handle Discord and all these other social media sites now? You're gonna freak out. You're gonna get frustrated, but you feel like you can deal with it now. It's gonna be hard. I promise you, it's gonna be hard. You ain't gonna like it. You're gonna freak out. You're gonna get mad, but it's okay. And one more thing, Virgos. Here's another tip that I want to give y'all when it comes to social media. Say less. When you host a group event or whatnot, say less. You know that old saying, just say less, man. If they don't get you the first time you talk, shut your mouth. Show more, talk less. Show more, talk less. You're highly intelligent, but not everyone's on that level of intelligence. Okay? Geminis want to know everything. Beautiful, beautiful signs. But us Virgos, we always read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is, you know. Everyone likes Geminis because they're like this. They feel like they're all rounded, they're all balanced. No, they're not. No, they're not. One more thing I want to do before I go ahead and end this stream, because I need to eat, and I'm gonna probably take me a nap in VR. So if anybody has any questions, it is of your choice. Feel free to type below in the comments. If you just want to say hi, say hi. Okay. So let's go ahead and go over how each sign displays their anger. Aries are hot-headed. Virgos don't care. Virgos will literally let an Aries go off of them and then just chuck on the inside. Virgos, we deal with Aries all the time with their anger. At first, when we're kids, we get like, but then as we get older, we're like, okay, and and we don't say that to them. We just look at them. Taurus tend to bite their tongue when frustrated. Once they show their anger, tends to be after effects of build up resentment or annoyance. They internalize the rage. It takes a long to overcome this emotion, and they build grudges. Virgos, we don't care. We just look at them and say, get over it. It's 4 years. Get over it. Grow up. Grow up. Geminis, witty and sharp. Oh, they try to hit us where it hurts. Virgos, we bounce right back. Libras act heartless. Oh, I got something for Libras. Cancer, they're sensitive, complex, short with words, close with their body language. Virgos, we just walk. Oh, that's how you want to act? Okay, well, we already showed that we're sorry and everything. Okay, that's how you want to act? All right, we just walk on. Leos, they make it a big theater. Oh, it's you. You're the reason and whatnot. Virgos, we're just like, oh, is that so? You don't say. Oh, okay. We just take notes and then afterwards, we walk. And if a Virgo tries to be angry with a Virgo, that doesn't work because we will counteract each other. We know. We're like, oh, I know you're bad about what I did, blah, 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 and I did it for this reason. See, Virgos, we'll just go at it. Just let us go at it. Libras, yeah, I know how they are. They're very standoffish and whatnot. And they act like, oh, it doesn't bother them. Yeah, trust me, it doesn't work with me. It doesn't work. I had Libras do that to me. I just look and say, okay, you want to stay mad? You want to act like it doesn't bother you? You want to think that I'm gonna fold? Go for it. We will keep it moving. We'll be like, okay, whenever you're ready, you can hold on to it for 5 years, 6 years, 8 years. Go for it. But that's just it. Yeah, they're passive aggressive. I know. I live with a Libra. I know. But as I got older, I've learned how to counteract it. Scorpios. Oh yeah, the fighters. Virgos, we'll defend ourselves. We have to. Oh, you want to scrap? Okay. We'll make sure that we know martial arts. All right, you want to scrap? Let's do it. Ready when you are. Sagittarius. Sagittarius are very detailed with their anger. We love this. We're like, oh, okay. Well, hey, I understand. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. And now we know what not to do. Capricorn. They're very reserved. They keep their emotions to themselves. And then once they pretty much they just go into the darkness, and we just look at them and be like, "Well, I already asked you multiple times. You okay? Whenever you're ready. All right, bye." Aquarius tend to feel uncomfortable sitting with complex emotions. They become aloof and prefer to recharge in solitude and frustrate with others. So pretty much, they seek for answers. How to stop this? We just immediately just are honest, get it over with. We give them facts, and if they want to still act that way, well, we move on. And pieces, angry. Oh, they cry, they cry, they cry. Oh, they cry, they cry. So pretty much Virgos, we just apologize quickly. They're easy. What I'm trying to tell every other sign is you get us one time, that's it. We compare it to the other times, and then we know how to deal with it. Now, if it's with our parents, it's a little bit difficult, but with others, it's like, oh, okay. See, we educate ourselves, so we know. That's one thing you gotta understand about Virgos. We educate ourselves. We know about a lot of these signs, so we're like, oh, so that's how you act. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I see your game. I see your game. That's why Virgos are the most dangerous when they're angry because they internalize it and they do research, nonstop research. Some would even say that they're unstoppable. They're not. They just know. They're just prepared. That's why I'm able to deal with people when they're angry. So I mean I deal with angry people all the time at my job. So it's like it's just practice, you know. The thing is, all these signs, definitely a lot of immaturity with how they deal with their anger. But the best way to handle it is just talk it out, get it over with, and express anger towards one another openly, and that's it. Psychologists say it, therapists say it. It's just up to us. Libras has a heartless sign. One thing with me, I can't get angry, but that's good. That's good because you have evolved, you have learned. Also, Farter 35, welcome to my realm. But yeah, just let y'all know, us Virgos, us seasoned Virgos, we hear you, we understand, but we always will apologize. The smart ones, we'll make it right, but we will see clarity from others on if we're doing this correctly or not, just like anybody else would. But those that like to get angry and stuff and want to lash out, start fights, there's a place for you. It's called jail and a mental asylum. So be careful. And a restraining order. Those are the ones that you see end up in jail. So that's what I'm saying, It doesn't really matter. You are still responsible for, your actions. Virgos. So now you understand why it's important to have this patience. I would say that throughout my life, I was able to beat this closely, but a lot of things would happen. So my patience would kind of be like, eh. And when people bring it up to me, especially like my mother and whatnot. Also, my mother is doing better each and every day. It's just a process. I see her moving stuff. I just gotta make sure she doesn't do too much moving. So I gotta be like that caretaker for her, make sure that she's not overdoing it, and that she's not stressing. So that's why, yeah. But I appreciate that. So people will say, well, you're not like the other Virgos. You're different. Because I've learned to learn from everyone. Take notes and not just stick to one way. It's tough, especially when you're like, oh, it has to. No, there is no one way things have to be done. Never, 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 never. It's great to experience different ways to do things. It's beautiful, honestly. Okay, time's up. I gotta get on out of here. This is your naturally born hated Virgo speaker. And before I go, tune in. I'm not sure when. It probably won't be tomorrow, but it'll probably be something this week. We're gonna go over why we push ourselves so hard. So I'll give some examples based off of what I went through, um, and pretty much give y'all some ideas on how that works out. So This your naturally born hated Virgo speaking. Do your best to have a wonderful, good time. Hydrate. And I'm going to go take a nap. Have yourself a good one, everyone. And act safe. 8. You too, Jeremy. And you too, Max and Maxie. Have yourselves a wonderful time. Now go out there and go see and be entertained by your favorite furry, brony, whatever streamer. I'm taking a nap.